Celebrate the heartbeat of Caribbean culture with Saturday Morning Runs. Join us on Saturdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube as we showcase the vibrant heritage of Jamaica and the wider Caribbean with four incredible women, Sherns, Max, Jackie, and me, Lady D. From powerful stories to cultural traditions, we're bringing the flavor, rhythm, and excellence of the Caribbean straight to you. It's more than a show, it's a celebration of the roots and traditions that inspire and unite us. Subscribe to Inside of the Zone with Lady D on YouTube and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn to stay connected every Saturday at 10 a.m. It's Saturday Morning Runnings. Come feel the vibes. Saturday Morning Runnings, where Caribbean heritage comes alive.
Can you feel the vibe? Give me that beat.
For 2 days, the 5 o'clock hour is hot on Fit FM 96.7, www.fitfmja.com. Your life, your music with Lady D, Denise Gomez, Inside the Zone. Catch me on Monday at 5 p.m. for the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. And on Friday, yes, at 5 p.m. for Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. From abroad to yard, Trelawney. Hi, I'm Lady D Denise Gomez, and I have exciting interview segments and features inside the zone. For recording artists, you can sing. Well, Inside the Zone, second Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. is for you. Writers, share your story, no man, in From the Other Zone on third Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Male Zone has unbelievably juicy stories of love, heartbreak, and triumph. 7 p.m. has never been this good. On Mondays, it's news, talk, engaging features at 7 in the Monday Drive. And Center Stage has everyone talking on Thursdays. Be a part of the show. Email me insidethezonelyc@gmail.com or call me 904-304-2592. Fit FM 96.7, 6 years strong. People from all over, uptown, downtown, crosstown, country, and even foreign. You hear the vibes. Market hustle, taxi ride, or chilling in your favorite spot. Fit FM around the place. Big up Julia Benaya and the whole Fit FM family. 6 years of real, authentic radio. The station will keep you entertained, informed, and uplifted. News, talk, culture, and the best music. Fit FM lock in. From inside of the zone with Lady D Denise Gomez Green, we send enough blessings, more strength, and plenty more years of success. Fit FM, your life, your music. Got a dream? Thinking it's too late? Think again. Our special guest, Dr. Faith Thomas, Vice President and co-founder of Choose Life International, will empower us with wisdom on turning dreams into reality at any stage of life. This Saturday, March 8th at 10 a.m., join us for an inspiring edition of Saturday Morning Runnings for International Women's Day on Inside of the Zone. This week's topic, it's never too late. Pursuing your dreams at any stage of life. Pull out everyone and tune in live on Instagram at Lady D Denise Gomez, Facebook Inside of the Zone, and on Facebook Lady D Denise Gomez, YouTube Inside of the Zone with the Lady D. Join Sherns, Jackie Max, and yours truly, Lady D, for the right vibes, real talk, and life-changing insights. Set your reminders, spread the word, and don't miss this powerful conversation. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It is International Women's Day.
Yay!
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. It is Saturday morning, and we want to say a Saturday morning runnings. Welcome everyone to the show. It's Inside the Zone with yours truly, Lady D Denise Gomez Green, alongside Sherns, Jackie, and I would have loved to say Max, but Max
Yes.
able to join us today. But that's me. Feel better, my love. Feel better. We have so much to talk about this morning. And for those of you who are avid viewers of the show, supporters of the show, we thank you so much for being here with us. We do have a very special guest, and she will be joining us momentarily, Dr. Faith Thomas. And man, if you want a great presenter, someone who is engaging, who captivates the mind, very grassrootsy. If you can't be more grassrootsy, that grassrootsy than Dr. Faith. Well, it's a pleasure to have you. And customarily, we ask, how is everyone doing?
Let's start with our guests.
Oh, wow. I am doing great. It is just so good to be here with you on Saturday morning live again.
Yes.
And I'm here in
Nice.
Jamaica. And my granddaughter was born last week.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
All
And I
right.
have a grandson coming up in April. So yeah,
Wait.
here I am.
Well, you're pushing them out, Dr. Faith.
Yes, no, child, it's about time. It is about time.
Yeah, good for you.
So welcome, Dr. Faith. So pleased that you are able to join us on this very special day. Jax, how you do?
On Saturday mornings, this is when I can breathe.
Oh,
This is my breathing time. This is, speking of International Women's Day, we just don't realize how much we shoulder, throughout the weeks. And when it comes out, we need an outlet. So this is my outlet on Saturday mornings.
Yes.
So this is when I can breathe, because that tells you how intense the week has been. But
Right.
thank God I'm here, and I'm alive. I'm alive. Thank God.
Thank God for that. So Sharon C., how you doing
Yes.
in the office?
Well, what's amazing? Good morning, everyone. What's amazing to me is that the weeks are short, but the days look long.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? When you have tasks and you have, appointments and things to, places to be, things to do, the weeks look like they're flying by. But when you're in the middle of trying to get through a day, sometimes the day look very short. Like I
Mhm.
need more
Yes.
hours. So yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yes,
So
got you.
True.
something is on steroids. I don't know what is, but one of them things. Yeah, it's on steroids.
The clock is
Well,
on steroids.
The weather. The
yes.
weather is beautiful.
And we would like to acknowledge our guests who are coming in this morning. Welcome, welcome.
Yes.
Want to say hi to
Let me do a share.
Persephine Thomas. I am praying that that's the right pronunciation. She says, good morning, everyone. Welcome. Our
Good morning.
producer is here. We'd like to acknowledge
Hi,
Mr.
producer.
Evel Green. Great is his faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies we see. Happy Saturday morning, everyone.
Good
Thank you.
morning.
Yes. And to our girl, Charlesy. Morning, Charlesy. Happy Women's Day to you, too. And who else is here? Jan is here. Morning, Jan. Morning, morning. So we'd like to start off the show this morning acknowledging our guest and just sharing information about who she is, what she does, and why she's here. Dr. Faith Thomas is Vice President and co-founder of Choose Life International, a faith-based organization which was established by herself and her husband, Donovan, in Jamaica in 2008 and the United States in 2018. She completed her doctorate in psychology, PsyD, from California Southern University in 2024, her master's in counseling psychology from Caribbean Graduate School of Theology, and a bachelor's in sociology from the University of the West Indies. She migrated recently, and both herself and her husband are part of the pastoral team at New Testament Temple Church of God. She's a proud grandmother of a grandson and recently a granddaughter.
Wow. Hey.
Dr. Faith, we appreciate you. And the topic this morning resonates with so many women and men, but it's International Women's Day. And we thought that it's never too late pursuing your dreams at any stage of life's topic this morning, because we know that people need help. We need to raise people up. And as women, we too have some moments when we feel as though nothing is happening. I shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in those moments that you find that we start falling into regret mode and we become depressed. And we're even, looking on at other people's lives, and they mirror some of the things that we would have liked to do.
Mhm.
And we didn't get around to doing it. So, Sister Faith, I want you to just talk up the things, because we know how well you can articulate and, to connect with women this morning. We'd like you to share, because in your bio, it states that you just completed your doctorate in the latter part of 2024. And
Right.
there must have been a reason, because of your previous experiences and, education. You were aspiring for so much. You are a mother, wife, and I'm sure you had to make some decisions, sacrifices to do that. So empower the minds of women for us now. We know how good you are. And of course, the platform is designed for us to ask you questions, rap with you as we usually do. And we'd just like you to do your intro, and
Okay.
we get the ball rolling here.
So it's so good to be with you all again on Saturday Morning Live. Saturday Morning Live. Yes. And I love the topic. It's never too late.
Yes.
So
It's never too late.
yes. So let me start. My dream was always to become a psychologist and a missionary. Those were my twin dreams. And I did a bachelor's, almost out of high school. I worked for a year and then I went to UA, University of the West Indies in Jamaica. And I did the bachelor's, and I really wanted to do psychology. But psychology was not offered as a degree anywhere in Jamaica at the time. And I had applied overseas to do it. And I got through, but the money did not happen. And so I had to stay in Jamaica, and I opted to do sociology instead. So I worked for the year because I didn't apply anywhere else. And then I did the sociology. I went on my missionary journey after university as a teacher in St. Mary. And I met my husband there. And the psychology bug started to bite me again. So I said to him, I want to do psychology, I really want to go overseas and do it. And one day he came home, he was in seminary, and he came home and he said that there's a college, a graduate college that was starting called Caribbean Graduate School of Theology, and they were offering counseling psychology. It was the first time they were offering it. Psychology was being offered in Jamaica.
Wow.
So I was pretty excited. I checked it out, and I did whatever qualifying courses was necessary to make the transition. And God provided the money. He not only provided the tuition, he provided money for books, rent, everything. So I was just so elated. And I did the psychology. Now, when I was doing the psychology, I was already married. It was my second year of marriage. And it was rough. It was rough.
Wow.
Partly because my husband was living in Anota Bay and I was studying in Kingston. And in those days, the commute was not practical because it was a night.
Easy.
It was 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So I could not go home. So every Saturday morning, that
was your running.
On the earliest bus going to Anota Bay, and went home. And of course, I could not carry any books. I could not study on the weekend. Okay.
Mhm.
That was my second year of marriage. And that course lasted 2 years. It was rough.
Oh, wow.
It shook my marriage in parts. It did. It did. Can you imagine?
Yes.
Young bride.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So there are two things that I said. I would not do a doctorate until my children grow up, if I have any.
Mm.
And the Lord would have to speak to me and tell me to do it again, because, boy, I don't know, I didn't want to go through that rough stuff again.
Again, yeah.
Mhm.
And so that was it. And I was quite happy. I was a counseling psychologist. I was practicing first at a college for 19 years, a vocational college. And then after that, we started our own organization in my early 40s.
Mhm.
Okay. So we can talk about that. You know.
You have said a lot. You just said 19 years, like it was a week.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
nothing.
That's a lot.
And she
that
just looked like 16.
Yeah, but that speaks to what they call the stick-to-itness.
Mhm.
Sometimes you have to make a word.
Stick-to-itiveness.
Yes.
Yeah, the stick-to-itness. Jackie, what happened to?
What was that?
No, I just cleaned my screen because I just saw it trying to just look extra bright this morning, and I kind of look dull. Me and Lady D, so I'm saying my screener.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway, what I was saying, Sister Faith, or Dr. Faith, let me call it Dr. Faith. I keep saying, anyway, not really matter. We are all girls together. When you think about it, it's a matter of taking baby steps, because
Yes.
it can be a daunting experience when you look at a big picture. I always say to, my family, other persons, even sometimes I'm at work and there's a lot to do, and I say I'm taking small pieces, bite-sized pieces. Because if you look at the big thing to say, well, this gonna take these many years, this is the effort I have to put into it. You may not begin, and unfortunately, that's why sometimes some of us don't begin, because when you look at all the things that are not lining up, whether it's the money not lining up, the opportunity not lining up, you have other responsibilities that are pulling you down or tugging at you, things that are, people waiting for you to do. So you might just decide not to begin, but I appreciate and admire you for how you took it, And the thing is, what I know for a fact is that when that bug is in you, when that desire for whatever is in you, like how you had the twin desires, the psychologist and the missionary, it might not look like it go together, like it no match, but that's what has been placed in you since birth as passion.
That's right.
And you just went for it. So kudos to you, girl.
Yes.
And
I almost want to say namaste.
namaste. I think when passion, when passion puts two unusual things together, it becomes easy for the person who has the passion for it. When I say easy, I don't mean easy to maneuver, but it becomes easy for you just cannot let it go.
Right.
And bringing it together, it can work for you because you have that passion. So you'll find the ways and means to maneuver and to go about making them work.
Yes.
That's the difference.
And this is why persons like Sister Faith is so relatable, because it's not only in theory that she has studied psychology and all these things. You have your own experiences and you're able to cite so many when you're counseling people and so on. So they can say, but oh my goodness, this is where she is today. But these are the areas of struggle that she encountered,
Exactly.
And which is why it is so important for, which is not easy for people to say, I wish I had, because then you release yourself the moment you say it. When you're talking about it with someone, you can say, I wish I had gone to university. I wish, because when you hold it inside, that's not helpful. It's not healthy. People have just gotten so bent out of shape. So, as we are here this morning for women who are on, and you have found yourself in that situation, if you wish to share bits and pieces in the chat, that's okay. You can. And then Sister Faith, you can now, share some
stories,
pointers.
So let me continue the story, because I want to share how I got into doing the doctorate.
That's right.
Go ahead.
So what happened now is that I was a counseling psychologist. I was licensed and I was practicing. And the Psychological Society in Jamaica started sometime much later after my master's, and they determined that a psychologist has to be one who has an end degree. So you have to have the doctorate in order to be called a psychologist.
Okay.
So for all of these years that I had been working and practicing with my master's in counseling psychologist, I was called a counseling psychologist. And now, years later, I am now told that I'm not a counseling psychologist. I am an associate counseling psychologist.
Yes.
And that just did not sit well with me.
Right.
It just never feel right.
Right.
By now, how old were you?
By this, I
By
was
then.
about in my late 40s. I was in my late 40s. I think I was 50. I was at least 50. 50, 51, thereabout. And by that time, during that time, now in my late 40s, my husband would say to me, "You're not going to do the doctorate."
Right. So, and he's so supportive.
I like
He's
that.
supportive.
That
Because
push.
some of them, yes, because some of them would say, "You really won't bother."
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well, he
Mhm.
had done his doctorate during the marriage,
Mm,
so he now wanted me to do mine too. So every
yes.
minute, "You're not going to do the doctorate." And I mean, at that time, I was in my 40s, and I said to him, "No, I am going to wait until our children grow older and they're out of the woods completely, out of high school, because I know how I study." Right? There are some people that read the thing one time and they just go and they get the A's and so on.
Exactly.
And so forth. No, I
No.
read it 2 times, 3
Two,
times.
3 times. True,
and,
that's me.
and I want to get my A. You
Mhm.
understand? I am not just content with passing. So when I study like this. No blinkers.
Tunnel vision.
Tunnel vision. That's how I study.
For real.
Because I am not just wanting to pass, I want to get grades.
Mhm.
I want my honors.
Mhm.
And so I knew that I could not study like that with young children,
Mm-mm.
married and young children. I did that before. I did get my honors with the masters, but I wasn't going to do it again until the children grew up. So the children are now out, both of them, yeah. And this new thing came with the Jamaican Psychological Society.
Mhm.
And I just said to God, "Okay, God, I am going to do the doctorate when you tell me which doctorate to do and where to do it." And that was just my thing. And I just kept on waiting. And so when my husband come, I said, the first thing I said is, the children are not old enough. And then when they're old enough now, I said, well, I'm waiting on the Lord to tell me where and when.
Mhm.
And would you believe it? One day, I was at a wedding and I was talking to one of my friends. And she said she was doing a doctorate. And I said, where? And she told me. And I was so excited. I said, well, when I go home, I'm going to look it up. When I went home, I forgot. And she
I
and
thought
her
what you just say
nephew-
when you went home, you looked it up.
Just to get it.
so she and her nephew came to our practice about 2 months later. And I'm saying, so how you doing? And thing. And she said, I said, where are you studying again? And she said, remember to tell you? And I said, oh my God, I didn't remember. And I mean, now I started to look it up.
Mhm.
And by that time, I was 55. I was 54. I was 54. And I looked it up. I prayed about it. I looked at the options. And I said, okay, I'm going to do the doctorate in psychology here at California Southern University and blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
And I started now to say to myself, boy, my memory not like what it used to be. I wonder if I can remember anything. This is like, remember, I finished doing my master's in 1989,
Mhm.
and this is now 2007.
Oh Lord.
Mhm.
Right? 2007. It's 2007? 2017. 2017.
Oh, wow.
2017. And I'm there saying, God,
I
don't
love
know if
this.
I can do this thing. Oh, I wonder if I can remember. And I remember things like I used to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, as I prayed about it and as the Lord opened the door, I decided to go in. And, I say, tell everybody to pray for me because, pray not like what it used to be and so on and so forth. So I was 55 when I started, 55.
Wow.
And I mean, it took me 7 years. It's a 4-year degree. It took me 7 years. It took me 7 years because I guess I'm a bit perfectionistic.
Okay.
And I took, if I felt that the course was going to finish and I wasn't ready for it to finish, I took an extension. And then, of course, when COVID came,
Oh boy.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, COVID was a game changer.
Yeah.
I went home. I had to be doing everything. My mom was living with me. I just couldn't manage. And I took a break. Like, I took about 3 or some months break. I took 3 months break, cleared out my head, and
Yes.
started it again. And that was rough. And then now to do the dissertation, Lord of mercy.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That was rough. I'm telling you. I mean, I just had people praying for me all over because there are times when I just stall. I said, God, this thing is hard. How am I going to do it? And, I just kept on pressing on. And then the Lord gave me a verse that said that He is my strength. And that is what really helped me. I kept on getting these scriptures about God is my strength. And I kept on just taking it one step at a time until I finished last year.
Yeah.
Last year, I was the right old age of 62 that I completed.
Congratulations, my
You
dear.
just inspired me a little bit more. You just inspired me a little bit more because there are times when I did everything, and at 53 I decided to do nursing. And someone said to me, "So why now?" And the only answer I could give the person was, "Why not?" And I just left it out. I didn't even continue the conversation. I just said, "Why not?" Because they didn't know my story. You just said, "So why you do not know?" I said, "Why not?" I could have asked the person, why at 45 you're just having a baby, but I didn't even go there.
Oh dear.
And I told myself that I'm going to take this to another level. I'm not going to stop until I get to the point, because I've had so many disappointments. Because when I left high school, my dream was not to become a nurse. I honestly wasn't sure what I wanted in high school. And there are people like that who have found something that inspires them or just rake up their passion late in life. Some people are just late bloomers.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's true.
Yes. So, Sister Faith, now that, because we were so excited for you, I mean, so the latter part of the journey, well, you've been with us a year?
2 years.
2 years. You see how time has gone by? 2 years, and we've seen, the ins and outs of you.
I just love that story.
My church family was, with me, praying for me. It was just amazing. I remember one day I got stuck and I was in a prayer meeting at church. And I mean, I was on the microphone and I said, "It is done, it is done, it is done. It is done."
Yeah.
Call it into being.
And it never done yet. It never done yet. You understand? But I was
but you're calling the things that are not as though they were.
Declaring that it is done.
Yeah.
It is done. I said to God, "God, I am not going beyond June 2024. It has to be done." Well, I finished everything in April 2024.
Yes.
Wow. Awesome.
And some of us weren't able to, attend her graduation, but we were online. And oh my God, when I saw her walking up and receiving her her certificate, I was like, oh my God.
And I
Sister
got
Julie.
summa cum laude.
Yes.
Oh, look at
got
you.
Wonderful.
All right.
Yes.
That is awesome.
You
Completely
know,
awesome.
some people may say they didn't get summa cum laude, but they graduated. Thank the good Lord.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
They don't get magna. They don't get magna cum laude. They don't get summa.
Yes.
Thank the good Lord. So you went above that. So good.
Our Master God, come here, Lordy.
That's true.
Awesome. So Sister Faith, now that
boy.
what would you tell women?
Well, first of all, go for your dreams. God put us on earth for a particular purpose. And we don't want to die and not accomplish the purpose.
Oh, yeah.
And it is never too late. Because remember that God called Abraham to leave his place of abode at 75 years old to start a new life. God called Moses at 8 years old. And he must have said, no. Well, he did say, I don't want to do this. I'm too old now. And God said, this is the time. And there are some dreams that are in our hearts for some of us. And we're saying, I'm too old. And God is saying, this is the time. This is the season. Go for it. Now, I am in a foreign land. I live in the USA now. And I am licensed in Jamaica. And I now have to go and pursue licensure in the USA.
Yes.
And I'm saying to myself, Lord have mercy.
Mhm.
Study more to go and get the license. God.
Yeah.
But guess what? That is what God has placed in my heart. And I have to go for it. And I love what Joyce Meyer says. She says, do it afraid.
Yes.
Do it afraid. Sometimes we have to look at the fear and we said, God, you put this in my heart and I'm going to go for it. And you put one foot behind the other and you do it
Step at a time.
Absolutely.
And a Chinese proverb says that when you start, this is my paraphrase, it is about starting. Because when you start, half of it is done.
Yes.
Okay? And 1,000 miles, another Chinese proverb, begins with a single
one step.
Yes.
You have to take that one step. When you take that one step, the waters will part. That's what happened with the Red Sea. That's what happened with the River Jordan.
Yes.
When Josh was there with the River Jordan and he looked at it and the people looked at it, it was in spate. You know what in spate means? The river come down. The river come down. And if they looked at it and they didn't hear God's voice saying, take the step, take the step. It is when they stepped into the water that the water divided. And I want to encourage us, take that step. God is with us and he will not leave us alone.
Yes. And you know something, people who procrastinate often don't. Because they always think that, tomorrow and,
they keep giving themselves excuses as to why they can't do it, why it is not going to happen. We need to take the step. For me, going to the US at this stage in my life, so Choose Life International is in Jamaica. And my husband and I felt God saying to us that we should go to the US, go to New York in particular, to pivot for international development. And here we are. At the time, I was already 60. And I'm there saying to God, are you sure? Are you sure? And, the Abraham is what came to me over and over to us. We kept getting Abraham. Abraham left. God told him, leave your family, go to a country that I will show you, blah, 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 and so on. And everywhere we turned, it was Abraham. And it was not easy. I had no desire to live in the US. I was happy in Jamaica, happy with where I live, my practice, my children there, grandchild born already, the first one. I don't need to leave. God said, go. And so we packed up and we came to the US. Started over. That's what.
Yes.
Started over. And can I tell you, the big thing was actually leaving, believing God's word that he was with us and he was going to make a way and do things. And stepping into that reality in the US was difficult. That first year.
Tell me about it.
Difficult, right? Difficult. But guess what? God is faithful.
Yes, he is.
Well, and so this is to step into the boat, step into the boat. You know, I step out of the boat.
Right. Yes.
Step out into that water.
Gotta get your feet wet.
Yes, Dr. Faith, you're really empowering our minds.
Oh, yes.
That deep rooted inspiration that we need because, of course, sometimes we are not connected to the right people and we're not getting the support. You may find yourselves in friendships with people who they have really stopped. They have no plans to go any further. And, you know, you may say, boy, I wanted to do this thing from I was little or in high school, what have you. And they may be giving you all the reasons why they don't think you need to do it now. And you don't have that positive energy and support. And
meanwhile, you know, they're doing something.
And maybe they're doing their little thing. Whether
their own thing.
They're a shopkeeper, banker, what have you. But you are not supposed to go do anything now because it's late.
So but sometimes they're not doing anything either. They want company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They want company. They decide, well, that ship has sailed. I can't be bothered. I tried already, or I'm too old, or things are not stacking up. Because sometimes when it looks like things are not stacking up, you need to have an internal urge, because just on the surface you just say, "True, yeah, Mrs. Me can't bother ya," and you sit down and you look on every reason why not. But when that thing is inside of you saying, my daughter would say, you have a battery in your back. When it's really in you, you know, against all odds, you know, you lay down it in front of you, try sleep, you put it to the side, it's still in front of you. That is your urge. So you know, you will persevere, and you know, with God all things are possible, long as, you know, and he will send down some destiny helpers, you know.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, I like that.
Tell me where, tell me when, show me. That's big. That's big, you know.
So pay attention to the people. That's right.
Around
the step. Pay attention to the people around you.
Yeah, there's a saying that either you're gonna soar with eagles or you're gonna hang with the chickens. The chickens don't come off the ground. Are you an eagle or a chicken?
That's right.
And
so, you know, we have to finish your sentence, Jack.
No, I was gonna say, even if like a breeze blow them up, sure, they'll just go this high and come back down.
They try to go back down because they didn't want to go up in the first place. Oh gosh.
No, Jesus. So, Mr. Faith, we want you to, you know, because you know you have to leave us shortly, but let's just hop on over to the comment section and, you know, see what our audience are saying. So, well, producer is saying how we look awesome.
Thank you, producer.
Thank you, sir. So Arlene, this is a joke from last week. So she says, a pleasant evening to everyone. Brother Everlike came with me hungry belly because you said you will bring crackers.
Well, I have a tea, Arlene. Come, you need to bring the crackers.
Morning. My sister-in-law Jen is here. Good morning, Tony. I had an interview with Tony back in last year. Morning, Tony. So good to see you. What I didn't say no. The doctor reminds me of Lady Diggy, the same attitude, down to earth. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Wow.
Thank you. Who else now? So Pat is here. Pat D. She says, good morning. Morning, Pat. Good to have you. So Eval says, yes, Arlene's sister, Dr. Faith, is as down to earth as they come. Don't tell her I say this, but she's always like a kid in a candy store.
I'm sure she's not hearing you, Eval.
No, she's not. Jen says some people rather study in the latter years. I guess they're more relaxed.
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Angelique says, that's my boss.
Hey, Angie.
Good morning, Angie. And while you're on, those of you who are on here for the very first time, please just tap the word subscribe. And, you know, we would love to see you when you're live on a Saturday morning. And for the twice weekly program, Mondays 5 to 7 and Thursdays 6 to 8. So, hey, Sharon says the age chip. Okay, yes. Who is here again? Yeah, she says you're amazing. She can. So Arlene says, I was a counselor in high school. I pray to God when I grew up, I want to be a world counselor that they don't have to pay.
All right.
Just to call me anytime. Sometimes I am mentally tired. Okay. And she's an encourager too. She'll encourage you. Arlene is like that. She says, congratulations to you, Sister Faith. Now I am. She's happy for you. She's inspired.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Congratulations, Dr. Faith. You did it. Yes.
Praise God.
What she says, what age got to do with it in my singing voice? Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Morning, Monica. I have mommy to put up in a few, so don't worry. I have her queued. I remember. Angelique says, congratulations, love your perseverance. You got it done, Dr. Faith.
Thank you, Angie.
Yes. All right. Eval says, happy Women's Day, ladies. On behalf of the brothers, we celebrate and appreciate you. Without you, we would have been lonely, miserable, unfulfilled, and tending animals.
I saw that.
Eval.
All right.
Animals in the garden. Lord Jesus. Okay. Morning, Cher. Cher says, good morning. Women's Day. Janet says, thank you, Dr. Faith Thomas, for this. You're inspiring her. She really needed to hear this. Oh, Sister Faith, you
God
have.
bless you, Janet.
Yes. As the doctor said about purpose, a pastor called me out and told me that my purpose is counseling people all over the world. That was the first time at the church. Long story, she says.
Praise God, yes.
Mm-hmm.
People say, you know, you're so inspiring. Yes, perseverance. Yes, Sister Faith, you did it. You did it. And
thank you, Francis.
I've gotten, Monica says, I've gotten that last year when I started school, but God, I'm not a chicken, I'm an eagle soaring for new heights.
Good.
There, Monica, go for it.
Yeah.
Yes. Marie says, good morning. Happy Women's Day. I got all my degrees in my 40s and 50s and hoping to possibly go where I always wanted to go. Thank you, Dr. T. You are the real deal.
Hey, Marie.
Marie.
Some people don't understand, you know, it's not always going to be smooth sailing for everybody. As soon as you leave high school, you go straight into college and everything is going to be, you know, hunky-dory and nice. No, it doesn't always happen like that.
Right.
You know, we're having a 40th year anniversary reunion for my high school in Brownstown, St. Anne, because I'm from St. Anne, St. Hilda's. And we're going to have a forum. The first day, it's a 4-day event. And with the first day, we're going to have a forum with the young students who are about to leave high school or who will be coming up, to leave high school maybe next year or so. And some of us are going to be on a panel, or we're going to be there just to encourage and speak to these young ladies. A lot of the ladies from my group are accomplished. They're lawyers, doctors, they work with the government, they're, all of that. But so far, I'm on the planning committee, but so far I haven't heard anything about the part where it's not always going to be smooth sailing for everybody. And I want to be there for that day to be that voice, to let them know that this might happen and what you can do and how to persevere regardless and not give up. And you can still achieve your dreams.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So
Jackie.
that's one thing I want to do when I go.
So before Dr. Faith leaves, Dr. Faith, because I also want to drop a little music so you can, kind of jig a little bit here. So would you like me to play the selection first, which is about 3 minutes long? And then you can, we're good with that?
Okay.
We're good to go. We're good to go. So we're going to do our thing over here, which is what we do over this side here. So give me a moment, everyone. You're going to be able to just rock to some, as we would say, tune. Lord Jesus. Gonna rock to some tune right now. And then we do this and start. Slow motion, gonna do, shoulda, coulda, woulda, next week. What are you afraid of? Don't you know what you made of? One of God's greatest creations. Take this invitation now. Get up, 'cause you can't stop. Get up, got a lot to do. 24 hours, almost gone. Get up, don't sit back. Get up, if you wanna get there. Clock starts stopping, time don't wait. He said, she said, they said. What do you say? It's your dreams, your choice, your time, your life. So don't you miss it. What are you afraid of? Don't you know what you made of? One of God's greatest creations. Take this invitation now. Get up, 'cause you can't stop. Get up, got a lot to do. 24 hours, almost gone. Get up, don't sit back. Get up, if you wanna get there. Clock starts stopping, time don't wait. Welcome to the rest of your life. From now on, just try to live once more. Work a little harder, dance more, laugh more, be a little smarter, hug a little longer, love a little stronger. You've been down, but now it's time to get up. Oh, you can't stop. Get up, get on up, come on. 24 hours, almost gone. Get up, get up, if you wanna get there, get back. Stop, stop, don't wait. Get up.
Get up.
They were
And
saying we were
see-
supposed to get up and dance. I guess I was
I
digging
was
into
trying to do my jiggle, the wiggle.
Well, I was doing those backflips in my mind. I did all those backflips. It reminded me, I'm looking at them moving and I'm saying, my good Lord, there was a time we could move like that. And I remember there were things I wanted to do earlier in life. And I was told, oh, wait until you're 30. You're
Yeah.
too young.
Mhm.
Wait until you're 30. And I know there might be other persons out there who still they have a desire to do something, become something, pursue something. And sometimes the person who are telling you are your parents sometimes.
Yeah.
They may want you to do something else. Because sometimes they tell you that parents live vicariously through their children. They didn't get to do a particular thing, or them just say, whenever I have a child, the child must be a doctor, must be a lawyer. That might not be the vocation
Their desire.
that the child wants to go in, but because
I have
it's
a
so
friend like that.
beaten into them. And God bless them, sometimes they do have the ability and it just to appease the
parents.
or the parents.
Yeah.
You have some families that are family of doctors, family of lawyers, family of nurses. But sometimes, like this morning, they were featuring a lady on ABC News. It's not news, but a segment. And she was a nurse for many years, but she really had wanted to be an auto mechanic.
Mm.
And she got married, had her children, and when one of her sons got to a certain age, he had the feeling to do the mechanic thing. And she actually quit being a nurse, went and got her whatever certification in auto mechanic, and now they're running a big shop.
You see
Wow, look at that. That's passion.
Yes, so
because even though she was doing that wasn't
to do it.
That wasn't her passion. Some people, it's sacrifice. It's not that they were told not to, but they might have made that sacrifice for their family, for their children, and put their dreams to the back.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes when it gets to a certain point, they might want to pursue those dreams. And that's when sometimes they need that push to tell them that, hey, it's still not too late.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have to align yourself with people around you who can encourage you in that way. Even your own children will come back and encourage you. My mother went back to school after having 10 children.
Mm-hmm.
And she became one of the top basic school teachers in Jamaica.
Yes.
Nice. My mother taught children to speak Spanish, and my mother don't speak Spanish. All right. Listen to me. You can go to Amazon and find her book, Been Through the Valley Then and Now.
Mm-hmm.
She told you in there. So we can be the ones who inspire our parents.
I can share about my grandmother. Sister Faith, it's 11 o'clock. We know you have to go. Would you like to give your final?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would say to everyone, I just want to leave you with 6 practical steps. Know what your dream is. Know what that passion is in your heart that you want to achieve. Define it clearly. Know exactly what it is that you want to achieve. I had to work out. Did I want to do the clinical psychology, the counseling psychology? What did I want to do? So you need to know exactly what that dream is that you're going after. Set small, achievable goals and break down your dream into steps and perhaps into years of how you're going to achieve it. Keep on learning. That is so important. Lifelong learning is key. Number 4, build a support system. Mm-hmm. Surround yourself with people who will encourage you to go after it. There are some persons who are going to tell you, no, man, you're too old. You don't have enough money. How are you going to do that? No, that is a dream that is placed in your heart. Go for it. And those persons who are telling you, yes, you can do it, and helping you to achieve the goal, stay closer to those persons.
Right.
5, take action. You have to start. You can't just have the dream up in your head. You have to plan and you have to start. Don't start when you have every single thing perfectly in place. You have to start a little at a time. It's okay if you don't have everything. Just keep praying and start. Take action is number 5. Take action. And 6, do it afraid. Afraid. You'll make it. So that's what I want to leave with you today. Go for it.
Well,
by the way, my mother
mm-hmm.
published her book.
Yes.
That she started to write in her 80s when she was 90 years old. Go for it.
That's right. And it's a good book.
It is an awesome book.
It's a good book.
Walking in the Valley with Jesus by
Yes.
Cyril Lynn McFarlane. Go for it.
There
You can do it.
Well, Dr. Faith,
shout to everybody.
We thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Faith Thomas, she's
Thank you, Dr. Faith.
And co-founder of Choose Life International, a faith-based organization which was established by herself and her husband, Donovan, in Jamaica in 2008. She completed her doctorate in psychology, PsyD, from California Southern University in 2024. You did it, Dr. Faith. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me, guys.
Enjoy.
Everything.
Yard. You soon have to come back.
Enjoy for all of you.
Yes. I'm asking her if she's going to be there in May. I was asking her if she was going to be there in May, but I don't think so.
No plan.
No. Well, thank you, Dr. Faith. We appreciate you.
Bless you. Thank you very much
awesome.
for having me.
Thanks for the inspiration.
The show
and the reminder to keep going.
Yes.
Good.
Thank you, Dr. Faith. The show continues, everybody. So welcome. Let's hop on over to the chat. We really appreciate Dr. Faith. And I know a lot of you have been now pondering, which is the objective here. If the show must leave you with something must resonate in you when we end the show at any given time. So Pat says, well, Arlene says, age is not just a number. It's just like death that doesn't discriminate. Okay.
All right.
Pat says, Dr. Faith, your inspiration to a lot of us. I'm so happy for you. You're a real sweet person. Congrats. Now, they were beating us that we were not dancing.
I was
here jigging. I didn't think we were going to get up now. But, hey.
Well, this song did say get up,
Yes, it did. So clearly we miss out something.
We didn't take it literal.
No, we didn't. So come on. So, all right, I'll get to some more. My screen seemed to be doing its own thing. Okay. But we want to say, thankfully I was about to share about my grandmother, Ruby Mae Sons Thomas, Sweeney Sons Thomas. Such a resilient woman. My grandmother cared for her grandmother when her mother left to come to the United States. And Chichi was over here like for 40 years or so.
Who the lady did Chichi?
That's my grandmother's mom. We called her Chichi.
Oh,
yes, her name was Blanche Sweeney Sons. So, Mama cared for Nene, as she was called, and, ended up having children, getting married, all of that. So my grandmother didn't get a chance to complete her schooling. I think they have like up to B class, whatever that was. But she wasn't able to pursue. But my grandmother was naturally bright, gifted. And that, though she didn't complete her schooling, my grandmother wrote very well, articulated exceptionally well, was a beautiful singer, bright woman, pretty, very outspoken, and very prominent in her church and her community. And she was even a JP. And anybody who needed a recommendation came to Miss Ruby.
That sounds so much like my
And
family.
Mama would just write up a storm.
Mm-hmm.
It's a job. If it's for us to enter school, university, one person, my good buddy Wayne, Mama had written his recommendation. The people them ask is which lady this write this up. They didn't even bother ask Wayne much more question. They're telling you. So no matter where, and of course, her not being able to pursue further studies, of course, you know, money would have been the primary thing. And then she had got married, had children, and, you know, nobody would be able to care for her children, that kind of thing. Moving parts that are involved. There's a scratching sound. The moving parts that are involved. So, yes, Jackie, that's on your end.
Oh, yeah, my paper. I have
Yes.
a paper.
So, you know, we're just saying, whatever it is, big or small, as Sister Faith says, and as we say, it's never too late. Take the first step.
That's it.
Take the first step. Because many of us want to be acknowledged for something, whether it's in our family, in our community, in our church, you know, in our place of business. You have your own business, whatever it is. I think of the woman who used to sell at school gate.
Right.
Most of them didn't finish no school, and they used the suck, bag juice, chicken leg, whatever, dumpling, flour.
Yeah.
And send
Everybody
their
has a
children
story.
through
Everybody has a story.
right? Send
Yeah.
their children through school. So, Jackie, we're not hearing you. You're so muted.
No, I'm saying I'm saying I recently heard a story like that, like you mentioned, a gentleman at a very popular lounge here in Fort Lauderdale. The man sells soup every night. Where you get the best cup of soup and peanut. And that man sends his children to the best colleges. He's a Jamaican, and him just come out there nighttime and sell soup. And that's what he used to send his children to school, to colleges, because he wasn't able to do it. So he was giving his children that funds.
Right. And a few years ago, they had featured this lady in Jamaica. She sells crab at Hero Circle. And she had put her daughter through law school.
Yes.
They actually went there and interviewed her and tried to. You remember the story, didn't you?
Yes.
So sometimes the parent didn't miss the parent, but God is good and He's faithful because, you know, He's a God of, you know, He's a covenant keeping God. We know that. And He's into generations. So sometimes if it miss your granny and it miss your mother, God is merciful. He might drop it on you, and then, you know, you'll get the opportunity and you just run with it. So it's a matter of passing it down, and also like recognizing in our children what their, not just their aptitude is, but like encouraging them along the way, because sometimes the child is ready, like Jackie was saying, not everybody jump out of high school straight into their vocation. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's a matter of timing. It might be a money issue. You might be ready in all aspects, but the funds aren't there. You know, to send you on to you know, sometimes children want to go abroad and study. There's no one to go to stay with. The money's just not there. You have some, you know, people, especially in the countryside, they will recognize a gifting in their child and our children, or it's just their dream, and they will start raise a cow, raise a couple cows, because them say this is the money for
Yeah.
their schooling later on. So everybody has a story, very humble beginnings, and you know, this is just a perseverance. If we had time to poll a few people, you would be surprised at how they get to where they are. You know, like Dr. Faith said, just the first step. And do it afraid.
A lot of sacrifices.
Yeah. The end. Yeah, you just jump out and in faith and go.
Yes, here and Dr. Faith is a remarkable speaker, preacher. When she speaks, you connect with what she's saying. You actually can visualize, because she's sometimes animated too, and so you get it. You get it. She's very good. Sharon said, I would love to have Dr. Faith on my Africa mission trip to inspire the youth and thousands of widows I work with. And of course, they just went over to Ghana. They just came back a few weeks ago, because we have a very vibrant missions component in the church. And so there's missions to Ghana, to Uganda, to Jamaica, to they've gone to Haiti. They haven't been back to Haiti in a while, but you know, things are happening. So yes, Sharon, you can, if you need my assistance to connect, or if you already know her, then and so let's see. Sister Faith is now sharing. She's now sharing the practical steps to pursuing your dreams. She says, one, clarify your dream. What do you truly want? Define it clearly. 2, set small, achievable goals. Break the dream into steps. 3, keep learning, education, and then I'm sure we'll continue below here.
Yeah, the keep learning part is important.
Right. And skills can be developed at any age. 4, build a support system. Surround yourself with encouraging people. 5, take action. Progress matters more than perfection. And 6, do it afraid. And that's a quote from Joyce Myers. So you can all just take note of it, write it down for yourselves. It's in the chat before we wrap up the show. So you can, you know, say, hey, I have something to work with here. What else? Here, you know, they want us to play the song again and dance.
I saw that comment. That's why I was talking a while ago. Next time, we owe you one. We owe you one. You don't have to put on
we pay big money. We pay big money for this show.
Hey, we have to get up and all that. Clear out. We have to rent a tile.
I have a little something that I was researching, you know, as to the origins of International Women's Day, what it's about. I don't know if you had anything, Lady D or Sharon. And how did International Women's Day begin? The origins of International Women's Day can be traced back to the early 1900s, when the global women's movement was gaining momentum. In 1908, thousands of women marched through New York City to demand better working conditions, voting rights, and an end to discrimination. The following year, the first National Women's Day was observed in the United States, and that was on February 28th. In 1910, at the Second International Conference of Working Women in Copenhagen, Clara Zetkin proposed the establishment of an annual International Women's Day. The proposal was unanimously accepted, and the first International Women's Day was celebrated in 1911 in Austria, Denmark, Germany, and Switzerland. Since then, International Women's Day has become a global day of celebration and activism, with millions of people around the world coming together to demand gender equality, women's rights. The theme of International Women's Day changed each year, with recent themes including Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress, and that was 2024, Digit All 2023, Break the Bias in 2022, Choose to Challenge 2021, and Each for Equal in 2020. What's the purpose of International Women's Day? It has been a significant platform for women to raise awareness about their struggles and achievements. Throughout history, women have had to fight for their rights, from suffrage to workplace equality. International Women's Day has served as a platform for women to share their stories, connect with other women, and demand action from governments and institutions. In recent years, International Women's Day have taken on a new level of significance as movements like the Me Too and the Time's Up have shone a spotlight on the pervasive problem of sexual harassment and assault. International Women's Day has become a rallying cry for women around the world who are speaking up against gender bias, violence, and demanding systemic change.
Thank you, Jackie. Quite informative. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, they said a woman's life is not easy. It's very challenging. It has its difficulties, because even now around the world, women are still fighting for some amount of equality, recognition, and so on. They are not free to do the things
even to read, learn to read.
Yes,
to educate themselves.
Exactly, to be able to drive, to be able to vote, to have a voice out in public. And, you know, oftentimes the women are the driving force behind the family.
Yes.
But yet they have they still have like, an inferiority, and not inferiority per se, but, they have like a lesser than type of recognition. Because
and as far as we think we have come, look at our recent election, it wasn't easy for a female to be placed in the position of power.
Exactly. So, right there. That's the best example for us right here. You prefer to turn a blind eye to, I don't know how much perfection. And it really bothers me when people talk about somebody needing to be perfect. You have to be this way, that way, that way. You have to meet the needs and the expectations of a diverse group of persons. They want
so many societal expectations.
While on the other side, just having the anatomy of what a male has is enough. May he be a buffoon or a clown because of the anatomy situation. Let's go with that. The woman should study and have degrees hanging off a branch of a tree every which way, and yet and still no, because of the fact. So we are still up and coming. We have not yet arrived.
No.
And thanks to the men who in our lives who are, 100% with us. Like Dr. Faith said, her husband was an encourager. He kept asking her, she put it off. And he kept asking her and coming back to her and supporting her. And it takes sacrifice. And none of our experiences go unnoticed or go unused while you're going through it. We call them valley experiences. While you're going through some difficulties and challenges, later on in life, those same difficulties and challenges that you would have by then overcome, you get to use them to help other people, because you have first-hand experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd just like to take a brief moment to acknowledge Monica Appleby's mom, Beatrice Appleby, who celebrated her 85th birthday yesterday.
Wow.
I promised her that we would, showcase her mommy. She looks so good.
That's a spiffy hat.
I know.
I'm telling you. So I hope, Monica, mommy is hearing or watching rather, but we want to just say blessings to mom. 85, that's a blessing.
That is.
And she is a woman of God, which makes it so much better. So happy birthday, mom. Happy birthday. May God cover you, bless you, and keep you rich in his favor. So 85. Oh God, I can hear those age and 97 and so on. Pat's mom, Pat, who is an avid supporter of the show Inside the Zone, she mentioned on Thursday that her mom is 97 and still this and still that. It's just God's grace and favor, man.
Yes.
Yeah. We have one of our members, so she turned 100 last week.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that, Strange?
Sister Joy Brown's mother. She turned
Oh,
100.
yes. Mim.
Yeah, 100.
Oh my gosh, that woman is something else. I love her.
Yeah. And we have a few that are others that are inching up.
Oh
Inching
my
up there.
gosh.
Yeah.
You know something who came across my mind the other day? Sister Opal's mother. Is she still alive,
Yeah,
Sister Brown?
yeah. Yes, it's
I don't know why she came across my mind, and I said I was going to ask you if she's okay and if she's still.
She still come to church every now and then.
Please tell her I asked for her and send my love.
And when she comes, she's looking for everybody. She's looking for her daughter. Where is this one? Where is that? Very sprightly, still.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Oh, producer says my mother was with limited education, sacrificed herself to raise us. And that's
my gosh.
That's what I'm talking about, because you do have women, you know, you remember the days of the ICIs, informal commercial importers who would come over to Haiti
and buy and sell,
come back.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, you know, people would come into the offices, you're buying the latest fashion of stuff. They come around the parking lot, you go outside, you take your pieces, you pay them when that. Those were the people, you know, those roots women who just did the grassroots stuff.
Yeah.
You can't forget them.
Yeah, I mean, they employed themselves. There was nothing going on, and they had children. I remember, like, when I did a year in Kingston, because I was doing some studies, and I used to pass by, I think it's Orange Street, to get the bus to go home and stuff. And I'm telling you, those women out there, they were, you know, I've had the occasion to have to go into the arcade, the famous arcade downtown.
Yes.
And these women, I mean, they were sending children to private school, college, university, and they had a system. They had a system. They would just buy and sell. They had partners that run like a daily. So that
I'm glad you mentioned the partner.
Yeah, they run partners, and you get this money, and that went to springboard you into doing various things. Whether it was to buy a house, because by then all the housing schemes were coming on board, and they wanted to move their family out of the little ghetto area.
Resilient.
Women have been resilient over the years.
Yes. People don't understand how partner help people, you know, because when you can have a community that put together that money and give to you, hand it to you to do something to build yourself. You cannot walk into the bank, especially here in this country. You cannot walk into the bank and ask them to lend you, even though you've had that account with the bank for millions of years.
Yeah, because
you cannot go in there and ask them for a loan. Yeah. But if you're trying to send the money through that bank to go pay your partner, they're going to stop you and ask you, who is this person? Why are you sending this money? What is it all about? Whatever. But that's how we survived. I watched my grandmother. I used to have to help her to keep the books and to put the money in the tread bag, put it underneath the mattress.
Yes.
The lady there, true, grandma, she put the money in the tread bag, tie it on sometimes on our bosom and collect the money.
But look here, there's always been a partner.
In our brassiere,
there's
and
always
everybody
been a
get them partner.
Yeah, growing up with my grandmother, that was a given. There's a partner lady, they give you the money, you wrap it up, you run, carry it, go on a weekly, then you say, well, I might draw, and you know, and I mean, even till this day, partners still run, partner not gone anywhere.
No.
Here, I inspired Jackie of obviously y'all don't have it, but the banks here now recognizes that.
Yes, because I'm one of them who challenged them, and I am still in a partner. I went back in a partner. Now that I went back to work, I went back in a partner, sacrificing because I know that money is going to help me. when it
Mhm.
comes. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Now
yep.
you can tell them that that's where it is from.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you know, there is when these women would go out every single day, because it's a very competitive space that they are working in. You're
Mhm.
talking
Yes.
about side by side.
Yeah,
Selling
And
almost the same
as
thing.
exactly.
as patrons, when we walk into the arcade or we're doing the bend down thing,
Yeah, yeah. Don't have
somebody
Bendon
over
Plaza.
here, so hey, somebody over here says, a nice lady, want come, and want, and she said, she pick up whether it's a underwear or one blouse or
And you know,
That
something.
need
look
it.
nice,
That's what you for, you know. That's not what you went
No.
for, you know.
No.
Many times,
And then when
you
you're going to
end
wear
up,
with a dress there, lady.
you go
have
to
a
buy
shoes.
something, but when you go, and by the time the sweet mouth one over here, so
Oh yeah,
work on you, but you really spot this something where you really need over there, so
right,
you end up with the two stuff.
Yes.
You bless one and
Use
say,
up
all
all the
right,
rent
you go
money.
over here, so no.
yeah,
All the
No.
rent money you use, lady.
yeah. They will find something on you to compliment, you know.
Yes,
Sometimes they have people stop me, brush up me here and say, "Come here, man, you here? No, me feel, look where
yes,
you look." And they know that maybe it's a top they want to sell you or whatever. And they say, "All right, so and
Yeah.
sometimes they work in partnership too, because their friend round us have shoes and
yes.
them about
Listen,
outfit
man.
them match. Yeah,
Mhm.
let me. But I remember even when the men started, because it was primarily women driven. And you had a man here, but then the men started coming with like other stuff, and it was a whole
Yeah.
situation.
Because
Yeah.
even at the New Kingston Drive-In, after they brought that down and that wasn't really as vibrant anymore, operating anymore, on a Sunday we would go to flea market in the parking lot there where they had the movie set up. And I mean, one of the things I observed, they used to say, sometimes the t-shirt them then cheap, that if you go home and wash them, then twist up. If you get a $5 t-shirt, as my uncle would say, you get where you pay for. But it's the resilience, and they know they have to survive, they have to eat, feed their family, and so on. And no matter what you say, me not buy that to them, man. And they're still giving you a sales pitch as to why you need to buy. So we have to acknowledge women across the board.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Acknowledging Sister Faith gave us that spirit of resilience.
Right.
And how
Yes.
she got support from her husband. And we're all excited. I'm telling you, excited for her. But
Right.
there are those of you this morning who is like an altar call. There are those of you this morning who you are, and before we leave, we have to say to you, because a lot of times when people see you doing your thing, they wish they could be you. But we know, say maybe another, so the Lord bless you. And if that's where he says, all right, this is something you could do. Because I tell you, I used to practice, read my little newspaper and have my little toucan over my ears, use whether a rubber band or string, and carry it over and put on me too. Those were my microphones. You hear me? And I
And Camden, where you put Camden scan? Camden scan.
Start
Camden scan.
from somewhere. I envisioned that one day I would have been doing something, and I want to go further. So here is a platform that you all can come in. It's because me did have the little dream, and then a door opened without absolutely no experience, about no radio, nothing, and managed to carry it where it is. And now husband is helping me, partnering, we're trying to build it up and stuff. So again, it's the people who you have in your corner. And nobody giving you no positive message, nobody say nothing further to them. Leave them
Exactly.
be. Move on, move on. But we just want to say, if you're here this morning, again, it's an altar call, and it's willed in your spirit now, drop in your spirit that you really want to do something for yourself, or you're partnering with someone you trust, then go ahead. Nobody make 2025 6 come, so we leave 2025. It is here now. You'll get the message. But God spare your life. By next year, you can come and say, or if you start something, come back over here and let us know.
Right.
We would like to hear from you. We want to know. So Arlene says, this show is a blessing. Praise God. Thanks, Lady D and all the others. May God shower you all with many blessings. We need it. We need it. So God bless you. So King, well, for me, all I can say, education, education, education is the only weapon a woman have to ward off evil man. So on that note, I say, big up to all of you women who choose to go back to school. Right, King, you drop your thing right there. Arlene says you don't have to be perfect. Be real, humble, love God, love yourself, love others. And Jackie gives shout out to
birthday lady.
Yes. And Jan says happy 85th as well to Mom. What else is going on here? Lady D and team, I really appreciate you. I'm so thrilled. God bless you all. Bless you too. Well, hey, Beth, what's doing? Also, Janet. Jan says, my mother used to do that, buying and selling too. She went to Haiti, Panama, and Curacao to take care of her children. There you go. Informal commercial higglers changed and advanced the economy. They bought houses in Beverly Hills, Stone Hills, and changed the face of Upper St. Andrew.
Oh,
yeah.
Indeed. Thank you, Beth. We appreciate that. Who know them IC, them ICI mash up here Jamaica with the whole heap of
boxes.
That's like a higgler.
Yeah, I know there was a time that it was, there was really almost running the airline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They was doing them thing. They had to get them transportation.
Yes. Of course, drop your name. We will pray for you. Amen. Marie says, real powerful and encouraging show today. Happy Women's Day to you too, Marie. So we're wrapping up now, everyone, but it's never too late. Pursuing your dreams at any stage of life. Let it sink in. Let it sink in.
Yeah.
Any stage of life. And we want to know that, 1 second, Jack, we just want to know that you start something. Start something.
Yes.
Start something. Yes, Jack.
No, I was going to say, and before we go, I must say thank you to the women who had the strength and the courage to start some of these movements that we are now benefiting from today. Because if it weren't some strong-willed women, probably we would still be in the shadows and not being able to vote and not being able to be out there working in some of the workplaces that we now occupy space and take care of our children and our families from. So I must say thank you to those strong women who started some of those movements.
Absolutely.
That we are benefiting from.
As I see Karsi here, Karsi has appeared on our show in her capacity as Holy State.
Yes.
And it's amazing. I saw her made a post. She just celebrated. By the way, Karsi, happy birthday. A few days ago, she celebrated.
Happy birthday, Karsi.
But in addition to that, Karsi has been doing her real estate thing. And she had got married. And now Karsi and her husband, I saw where they buy properties, fix them up, flip, sell back, and stuff like that. And it seemed to be going well. So, Karsi, I just want to big you up today, my dear, because you have stuck with it, and Dwayne is by your side, and you're taking it to another level. So, I just want to highlight you because I know, where you've been and, how things can get a little challenging at times. So Angelique says, thank you, ladies, for the stories. Very relatable, and for all the great advice. You're welcome, Angelique, and we look forward. Angelique, I hope you have subscribed. Please be a subscriber today. And Karsi says, much appreciated. Of course, my love. She was at the wedding too. You saw her, Sharon? Did you see Karsi?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. So join us all this month on Inside the Zone as we celebrate International Women's Month. And yes, we have different programming. And there's another guest. I reached out to her. She's a Jamaican too. People are just saying, something, I need to go do something else. Whatever. Oh, Miss Jackie is back.
Yes, I went to get some water. Sorry.
So we're wrapping up, but your final comments, ladies, before we go.
Oh yes, thank you to Dr. Faith, because she has inspired me to continue doing what I'm doing and not give up. And I encourage any young lady right now who is in the balance, not sure where to go, what the next step should be. Align yourself with some positive people. Find yourself into a mentoring group, a church group. Find Lady D, find Sister Sharon's. If you're close to me, find me. Because I don't think them call me the professional student, and I don't really care because I'm not gonna stop learning.
That's right, ma'am.
So there we go.
And on that note, we should never stop learning. Don't put any limit on ourselves. A dream deferred is not a dream denied. So you might be starting late, but start anyway, and just keep going until you achieve that goal. That's it.
Yes. And before you go, I still have something else for you, so you can jig a while, and then we'll wrap up.
Announce the new day. Whoa, it's a beautiful day. The sun is shining again. It's a beautiful day. We give him thanks to Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. A new day, a new place, a new heart, a brand new start, a new hope. I got courage, a new attitude. I'm stressing. A new day, a new place, a new heart, a brand new start. I've got hope, I've got courage. God knows I can stress in beautiful day. The sun is shining again. It's a beautiful day. We give him thanks to Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. Oh, oh. Head lifted up, eyes on the prize. Open doors, going higher, no going back. I've got favor, you've got favor. Hey, it's a new day. Hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, it's a beautiful day. The sun is shining again. It's a beautiful day. Give him thanks to Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. Oh. So struggle with mental health. even cancer and many diseases. Some they lock up in a prison cell, but still find time to keep Jaja praises. You're in a new day. Ooh. You're in a new day. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining again. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining again. We're giving thanks to Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. Hey. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Whoa, 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 whoa. Beautiful day. We announce this day. Beautiful day. Put a smile on your face. Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful day. That's Dr. Sean Sobers. He's from Guyana. And he has been here at our church and thing. And he was even on Fun in the Sun 1 year too. So every now and again, when he drops his stuff, he sends them to me, you know. So I thought
Nice.
it was such a nice kind of vibe to wrap up the show this morning. It's indeed a beautiful day. We're going to make use of it. And want to say blessings to Beth. What Beth post here? Beth says, have a great day, Lady D. Have inspired me more in my radio show and not to be vulgar. I got your back. Thank you. Yes.
Oh,
No.
who is that?
That's Casanova.
Hey, Casanova.
Yeah,
Casanova.
I know.
Nice. So we're wrapping up. Lovey says, Lady D, I find you and Mr. Cool. Yes, ma'am. We had a moment. Blessings to you. Yes. And of course, you know, producers in the back office, do not grow weary in doing good. For in due season, if you faint not, you will reap and harvest.
Right.
Amen.
As usual, Ryan. Up in the club. Some may say, you go, ladies.
All right.
Oh, Lord God. Yes, we were able to inspire you. Don't give up. That's our final word for the day. 11:45. Blessings, everyone. Ladies.
Pamper yourself today. Do something to pamper yourself. Ladies, even if to take a nap. Sometimes a nap is like a spa experience. Take it.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll do that.
Want to say thanks to all those of you who tuned in today. Thanks to co-producer for, you know, helping us to navigate our way through this program today. And coming Monday on the Monday Drive, on those of you who want to log on to YouTube, Inside the Zone, I'll be on from 5 to 7 on Monday. Doggy steals the show. So I'm looking forward to seeing you then. We have great content. We're working on the platform and you are a part of it. So what do we say now, ladies?
Me gone in.
We gone over.
So I do everything else. Me a go on up, go down, go along round, go up, go down, so go round, so.
Andrea just came in. She said she wasn't feeling too strong.
Oh, Drea.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh. Drea, you can go back, relax, and watch, my love. You will be so entertained and informed.
Oh, yeah, Drea. Feel better, Drea.
And we miss Maxie today, but looking forward.
Yes.
I drop some poetry.
Well,
Feel better, Max.
But next Saturday we will do more stuff. So, you know, come back next week. Don't worry.
Yeah,
all right, she was listening in. So blessings, everyone. Enjoy.
All right, gotta run
of your day, and we
have a wonderful day.
All could have come over here, come join.
Yeah, for a little while. Thank you all.
Fit FM celebrates 6 years today, And of course, they simulcast my show and Chris Wilby's show and stuff. So Julia and her crew, they're having church service now at a church there in Trelawney. So blessings, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the day. Feel special.
Okay.
Put on little something, slap up cheese.
Oh, look at one of my classmates from high school just joined at the end, Michelle.
Oh, Michelle.
Michelle, you can always go back and watch.
Yes, and please subscribe if you have not, if you're new.
Yes.
Subscribe.
Yes.
Blessings, everyone. We're out.
Take care.
We're out. Bye-bye.
Fit FM 96.7, 6 years strong. People from all over, uptown, downtown, crosstown, country, and even foreign. You hear the vibes. Market hustle, taxi ride, or chilling in your favorite spot. Fit FM around the place. Big up Julia Benaya and the whole Fit FM family. 6 years of real authentic radio, the station will keep you entertained, informed, and uplifted. News, talk, culture, and the best music. Fit FM lock in. From inside of the zone with Lady D Denise Gomez Green, we send enough blessings, more strength, and plenty more years of success. Fit FM, your life, your music. Join us on the Inside of the Zone YouTube channel. We're on a mission to reach 1,000 subscribers and beyond. And we need your support. Like and share. Hit those buttons for exciting content, engaging discussions, and all the latest updates. Together, we can build a vibrant and inspiring community. Don't wait. Hit those buttons today and share it with your friends. Hi, I'm Lady D Denise Gomez, and I have exciting interview segments and features inside the zone. For recording artists, you can sing? Well, Inside the Zone, second Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. is for you. Writers, share your story, no man. And from the Office Zone on third Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Male Zone has unbelievably juicy stories of love, heartbreak, and triumph. 7 p.m. has never been this good. On Mondays, it's news, talk, engaging features at 7 in the Monday Drive. And Center Stage has everyone talking on Thursdays. Be a part of the show. Email me insidethezone@gmail.com or call me 904-304-2592. For 2 days, the 5 o'clock hour is hot on Fit FM 96.7, www.fitfmja.com. Your life, your music with Lady D Denise Gomez inside the zone. Catch me on Monday at 5 p.m. for the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. And on Friday, yes, at 5 p.m. for Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. From abroad to yard, Trelawney. Celebrate the heartbeat of Caribbean culture with Saturday Morning Runs. Join us on Saturdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube as we showcase the vibrant heritage of Jamaica and the wider Caribbean with 4 incredible women, Sherns, Max, Jackie, and me, Lady D. From powerful stories to cultural traditions, we're bringing the flavor, rhythm, and excellence of the Caribbean straight to you. It's more than a show, it's a celebration of the roots and traditions that inspire and unite us. Subscribe to Inside of the Zone with Lady D on YouTube and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn to stay connected every Saturday at 10 a.m. It's Saturday Morning Runnings. Come feel the vibes. Saturday Morning Runnings, where Caribbean heritage comes alive.
Can you feel the vibe? Give me that beat.